like you couldn't be more Aussie. Like you look like the archetype of like just like. Am I allowed to say Bogan? Is that an offensive? Like just an Aussie? You don't get offended.
No, mate, that's perfect. Mate, you look like a redneck, so we're laughing.
G'day and welcome to the Big Down Under podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and today I'm talking to a guy named Cyril. So Cyril has been blowing up down under this past 6 months to a year or so. He's had some very famous tracks come out. You might have heard of Stumbling In, or he does the Sound of Silence remix. He's fantastic, and I feel like he's just about to hit over here in America because this week he's coming out with a banger with James Blunt. So I talked to him about his time with James Blunt, and we also reflect on what life was like for Cyril before all of this fame and money came along, because he was homeless. He was homeless, trying to make beats off a stolen laptop. He tells me all of these crazy details about his time when he didn't have a penny to his name and he was trying to figure out his life and also career. He tells me how he like dragged himself out of that situation, moved to a place in Australia called Darwin, and started producing these mega hits which are going viral. Now he's touring globally and he's going to come to America sometime. This was really such an interesting chat with a guy who's gone from rags to riches. Such a great guy as well. The bucket hat wearing Aussie, Cyril. Cyril, mate, you're coming to us from Ibiza or Ibiza. Which is it? What do the locals say over there?
Man, Ibiza. I don't know, man. There's so many.
They're not Ibiza locals over there. Is there some way they call it? They call it Ibiza.
Ibiza. They put a
Ibiza.
little T in there. Yeah, Ibiza.
What?
Pizza. I don't know.
Pizza. What are you doing over there?
I'm just doing a riding camp. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. I'm doing a riding camp with a bunch of cool artists and stuff. There's like about 40 of us. There's about 8 rooms, and yeah, there's a lot of noise.
That's
a
amazing.
lot of speakers.
Right. How did that come about, you and James? Like, how did you guys meet and then come up with this idea to do a track together?
Well, we had a riding camp in Amsterdam, and we basically wrote some stuff. Me and a friend wrote some stuff, and yeah, and then he sort of went to James. Was like, oh, we've got a few things, and then James was keen to write, and then we started doing some Zoom sessions and came up with this new song.
Yeah, it's a banger, man. Like it could be the one to really put you on over here in the States and globally, because we haven't heard, much from James in a little bit, but this one's a catchy track.
Thanks, man. I'm very excited. I think it's going to do well. I hope it does well.
Totally, man. Totally. Can you tell me?
I might have to sell my dog if it doesn't. So.
Sell your dog? Can you tell me about your life before sort of blowing up as a DJ? What sort of odd jobs did you have when you were sort of like struggling a little?
Oh man, like I went through a lot of jobs. I used to lay floors, making $360 a week, and then I was a vinyl layer, like laying floors with vinyl. And then, oh man, I worked at KFC. I've been a DJ for years. Then I went homeless, and then I went and got out of that situation, and then I was working on a farm, and then I ran nightclubs and bars. I've done everything, man.
What were you doing at KFC?
The cook, man. I was making that chicken.
Oh, really?
Getting that Kentucky Fried Chicken done, man.
Are there any sort of trade secrets you can tell us about, working the fryers at KFC?
Oh, I do. So I don't know, like in Europe they don't have the gravy, but the gravy is literally just the deep fried chicken, and then the gravy gets caught into like a catch in the bottom of the grease
Yeah.
trap
Yeah.
thing, and that's your gravy.
Is that right? God.
That's the
God.
gravy, man. It's just leftover chicken pieces and yeah, all the seasoning and stuff that's been deep fried for half the day.
Is KFC like the one with the secret herbs and spices?
What's that?
Do you know like the secret herbs and spices that they
Nah, man, it came in a big bag. You have it in a big bag.
Right.
You'd have a hot and spicy one, and then you'd have the original chicken.
Right. Gotcha. And you said that, you were homeless for a while, which is it's crazy sort of like where you are now versus
Yeah.
struggling for a buck, struggling to know where to lie your head every night. Uh Talk to me about that time when you were homeless and how you felt like emotionally and also how did you get out?
So I was in a rough spot. I was very depressed. Wasn't feeling good. I was working. I was actually a baker at that time as well, before I went homeless, and I couldn't afford much, so I had to stay in a place where rent was cheap, which made I was in the ghetto. Um, and I think I was smoking a lot of marijuana, and then I found myself doing harder and harder drugs throughout the months, and found myself on some pretty hard drugs, and then yeah, stopped getting DJ sets, lost my job, and then essentially started buying drugs instead of paying rent, which yeah obviously got me kicked out of my little apartment. Lost everything, all my furniture and stuff,
Mm,
and then ended up sleeping in mates' couches and stuff. The other mate was doing a lot of drugs, and I stayed at drug dealers' houses and sleep on the couch, and then I go, just walk around.
right.
Um, yeah, find myself just I wouldn't sleep on a park bench. I don't think it got that bad, but it was more or less just having to sleep on some rough couches, and when I didn't have a place to sleep, I'd just stay up and do more drugs. So
Right. Well, how do you like,
uh,
do you hit like a low point? Is there a moment you can remember where you go, enough's enough,
mm,
I'm gonna drag myself out of this?
absolutely. I remember I had to go to court because I didn't pay the rent, obviously, so I had to go to the court and try to settle the amount. And I remember I had my friend's car. He lent me his car. It was unregistered. Had no fuel in it, and I sat there and just bawled crying. I was like just crying and realized what's happened, and I couldn't make music anymore because laptop stops working. I was eating like spam, the tin spam,
Mm,
um, and just barely getting by. I lost so much weight, and then yeah, I remember I got out of that court. I got out of it was a little room, a mediation room, I think
yeah,
it's called. I don't
yeah,
remember. And yeah, just went through the trying to bring the rent down, and then I realized I owed a fair bit of money, and then I realized I could go back home. I just needed to stop doing drugs. And I was like, well, if that's what it takes to get me back to where I need to be, I need to stop doing drugs. I need to stop, being silly with my life, and just decided, what, I'm going cold turkey, and moved back home, and started working on the farm. So I wasn't able to, you know, get anything from town or anything. I was just out on the farm, and there was nothing. A few beers there, maybe a
right,
few beers,
right.
but there was nothing hard there, so I could just focus on work. Worked for about 16 weeks, and did a course to get my Year 12 certificate. So I go to the university, and then I found myself driving up to Darwin after I brought a little Mazda
Nice,
6.
nice. How do you like now that you're a DJ and you're like surrounded by drunks and people on drugs, how do you like, push back the temptation or how do you stay, are you sober or like, how do you deal with your addiction and like, staying away from where you once were?
Yeah, definitely sober. I have a few drinks. I do love my tequila,
Right.
uh, but I just don't have that temptation. Like I think at 20, 21 years old, the temptation's there. You're young. I'm still young, but I'm 27 now. Going into my late 20s, and couldn't think of anything worse. I have a son, I have a missus, and I like to work hard, and I like to make money, and I like to make good songs. And
Mm.
I can't really do that when I'm under the influence of bad drugs.
How'd you like afford a laptop and stuff back then?
I was stolen.
Oh, it was a stolen laptop?
Yeah, man.
Who'd you steal it from?
I didn't steal it. No, I gave 3 grams of meth to someone for a MacBook Pro. Yeah, and it was stolen.
Is that a good
anyone to
deal?
get rid of it.
Is that a good deal or
It's a great deal, man. It's
is
like
it?
fucking $60 for a MacBook Pro.
Wow. Wow. So you were, like, making some of these award-winning beats on, like that's crazy, brother. That's crazy. I love it, man. That's what an
Yeah.
amazing, like, journey you've had from sort of rags to on your way to riches. Do you pinch yourself and just go, "Look where I was, look where I am"?
Yeah, so now it's been 8 years now, and I just like, look back, and sometimes I listen to the songs I used to make, and how stupidly cooked they were. But you got to start from somewhere, and yeah, I look at it now, and I enjoy it now. And I don't know what it is lately, but I've been reminiscing a lot about how things have changed. I had a few songs that have done pretty well, and I've made some money, and it's a good life. I'm free. I feel free.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Yeah, speaking of your songs that really hit, "Stumbling In," obviously, and "The Sound of Silence." Have you ever heard from Simon and Garfunkel or Disturbed or, asking,
Yeah, I know the boys. The
you
boys, mate. Yeah, yeah. I've met them in. I met them in Adelaide.
you met Simon
And
and
that was
Garfunkel?
an official release. What's that? Sorry.
You met Simon and Garfunkel?
No, no, Disturbed.
Oh, you
Sorry.
met Disturbed. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
they're like in their 80s coming over. So you met
mate. They were coming
Disturbed.
over for beers.
What did Disturbed think of your remix?
They loved it. Obviously, they're happy now that it's brought the catalogue up and brought value to the catalogue more. I think before they had about 8 million monthly listeners. Now they've got over 20 million. And then also, like, I've met Susie Quattro as well. She's lovely. I think they're all very happy, and uh, you know, I think they're happy anyways. They were
Yeah,
happy when I met them, so hopefully they're still happy now.
that's great. Will you be coming over to the States anytime to James Blunt's going on tour sometime soon. It seems like a good
He
opportunity
is.
for you to hit the stage and do your track.
Man, I tell you what, if this interview does well and we go viral, then I'll come over.
Wow. Okay. There's something there. You and James
There you
Blunt on
go.
stage. I'll have to be there in the audience filming it somehow, getting more content.
Mate, you can come on stage with me. You can get on my shoulders. Let's go.
Hey, there we go. Yes, please. I'm surprised you're not like doing this whole thing at Coachella. Why aren't you at Coachella this year?
I don't know. It's a hard place to get into. I think you have to
Is
know
it?
someone. I don't know someone.
I could imagine like you in one of those rave tents just going crazy.
Mate, I would love it. Let's go.
Yeah. Next
Yeah,
year
I'm
maybe.
so focused on. I'm really focused on trying to get into America, but man, it's not an easy market to get into. I can tell you that. It's we've got some vibe there. I've got some good fans over in America, but the cost of getting to America and trying to make sure that I'm still not going to go broke trying to
Right.
do a tour there is pretty crazy.
Do Americans and Australians have different sort of music tastes or like songs that like of yours, or just is there any cultural differences that you experience between your fans from both countries?
I don't know, man. I think my fan base is 70% in Europe, and then a
Okay.
good like 30% is in New Zealand and Australia. Uh, for instance, Europe is like so much fun to play, and then same as Australia. I find Australia's becoming more and more like into the Dom Dollars, John Summers, Max Dollar, some really cool stuff. The good dark underground housey stuff.
Mm,
I feel like at the moment the industry is in Europe. I can tour very well because I'm a commercial pop dance act, and that's what Europe really loves. Where I think America, they really like if you. I have a theory that if you have a hit, you can't really, as a DJ, if you have a hit, it's hard to sell tickets, but you can obviously make money off streaming. But I find a lot of these, a lot of people that are in the underground scene where they're doing really well and they're smashing it. Don Dollar's selling out
mm.
huge venues, and he's made songs that have resonated with that crowd. And I feel like the crowd's really into that underground sort of stuff right now. Um, and that's just the scene right now. I think in America that's a huge part of the scene.
So you say that even with a hit song that doesn't attract like an audience to your shows, why is that?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think people like to be on the cool side. Like I think I usually I like to relate EDM with rock. If you find when Elton John was out and Prince and that genre of that era of rock, it was very fun, very like out there, very dress up, very cool and stuff, and very
Right.
fun. And then you had Green Day that came in Lincoln Park, and they're dressed very like in their black clothing and very like very cool. And I feel like that's where the industry's at right now. It's in the Lincoln Park era.
Interesting.
That's,
Interesting. Hey, you are a big influencer yourself, and that's kind of like, do you give that credit for your success as a DJ now? Like, I think it goes hand in hand, your sort of social media presence
mm,
as well as your music.
so important to have social presence. If you don't, it's very hard to get anywhere. People want to see the personality that you have, and they want to see if you're a dick or not. Really, they
Right.
want to see if you're a nice person or a shit person. And I think if you're a very quiet person that doesn't like to do socials, I don't think it's very easy to get anywhere in this world right now.
Right. I agree. Do you have any other DJs who might be like pretty good or whatever, but they're not that good at socials and they look at you and just like, damn, bro, like, I wish I had that and I'm jealous I don't. Do you have any of that from sort of the DJ community?
Man, I think there are some, but they're the ones that aren't really not doing much. It's just so you just have to do it in
Mm,
this day and age. You just have to get it done, um, and you just have to find a vibe that suits you.
right.
Um, if you don't, people want to see the person they're listening to now.
Yeah, absolutely they do. And you like
Mm.
a very just sort of interesting case. Like you couldn't be more Aussie. Like you look like the archetype of like just like. Am I allowed to say Bogan? Is that an offensive? Like just an Aussie? You don't get offended.
No, mate, that's perfect, mate. You look like a redneck, so we're laughing.
True. Can you explain what a Bogan is for the American listeners? You already kind of
An
have,
American redneck, Australian bogan, exactly the same thing, I think.
and it's not an offensive
Almost.
term to call someone a Bogan in Australia.
Mm. Is it offensive to call an American a redneck?
Yeah, I would. Is it offensive, Americans? Yeah, it's offensive.
It
It's offensive.
is. Okay. All right. No, I think it's not. I don't think it is usually. Like, yeah.
You
I
wear it
think
like a
I think
badge of honor.
I take pride in being an Australian bogan.
There we go. That's gonna be like the quote for this episode. I take pride in being an Aussie Bogan. Aussie Bogan's just
Yeah.
like it's just some guy who comes from or girl who comes from the country, has a thick Aussie accent.
I think there's levels to it. You can have an Australian bogan where it's not necessarily a good thing, where they are like a full like redneck sort of like yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
like you've got that sort of I don't know how to explain it without being offensive here right now because I didn't realise that rednecks are offensive. But you've got a typical bogan that's like right into killing animals and driving, smashed up utes. That's a below the barrel bogan. Wouldn't say below the barrel. I'd say like that's like your
Standard.
full on bogan. But then you have like a bogan that's just from the country, has a country accent. Like my dad, full bogan,
Right.
big bogan,
Can you have like a
huge bogan.
professional Bogan like in the city, like doing business?
Me?
Anyone? I don't know. Bogan's I think more country.
Yeah, I don't think there's many bogan businessmen.
And
I
you
wouldn't
got
say.
a
I'd say
mullet.
probably in the tradesman world.
You got a mullet and everything. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I
Totally.
love it, mate. It's cool. You got the shit bump off mustache.
Well, your brand, like you have a look. Obviously, you got the bucket hat, you got the mustache, you got the mullet.
Yeah.
Was that a premeditated sort of decision? Like I'm going to brand
No.
myself.
You know what it was? My missus really wanted me to have a mullet.
Oh, your
She goes, "You need
missus
to have a
wanted you.
mullet." Yeah, man. She loves it. She goes, "Oh, you should grow your mullet out." It's all her. This is all like my missus saying, "Hey, you need to look like this." I'm
That
like,
is
okay,
so
I'll
funny.
do it. I'll do it now. She said I look too like nerdy without all this going on.
I mean, I like
She
it.
pretty much built me from the ground up.
Well, you owe her one because you're a very successful guy, and maybe your look has something to do with it. It's just funny, like you look like what I think, no offense, girlfriends would say. Can you not look like the mullet and the mustache and the buck? Could you do the
Mate,
opposite?
Australian women love this. I reckon Australian women love you, mate. You look unreal.
Okay, thank you.
I love that look, mate. That
Thank-
hat is unreal.
This one,
Yeah, I love it.
this one's got my podcast on it, Big Down Under. I made it myself.
Really? That's sick. I love it.
I'm
I
gonna-
absolutely love it.
I'm gonna make you a Big Down Under bucket hat Camo. I'll send
That'd
it to
be
you.
amazing.
I'll send
That
it
would
to
be
you.
unreal.
Do you? How many bucket hats do you own? Firstly, let's get into the bucket hat thing.
Man, I think like 70, maybe
Se-
70 bucket hats.
You got a favorite?
Yeah, this one. I don't take this off.
Just a plain black.
It's glued to my head. Yeah. Oh, it's Prada, but I don't put the Prada at the front.
Oh, it's Prada.
It's Prada.
Prada.
Yeah,
Don't put the Prada at the front. Just be. That's very modest
Yeah.
of you. What?
It's just because I like the shape of them. That's the only reason I brought this one.
Where do you keep all 70 of them? You just got a special drawer with buckets?
In my dungeon. In my bucket hat dungeon.
In your bucket hat dungeon? What was the
No,
first?
it's in my cupboard, just all racked up.
What was the first bucket hat you ever had?
The worst one?
The first.
My bucket hat. McDonald's. It was like a McDonald's branded bucket hat.
A McDonald's branded bucket hat. Okay. What was my other thing? Oh yeah, what's just like
Yeah,
the
mate, got
most
it from-
random
that?
bucket hat you own? Like just like bizarre.
I've got one. A Vegemite bucket hat. It's pretty random.
Perfect.
Just literal Vegemite logo.
Love it, man. Perfect. I think you're
Do you
gonna.
still like Vegemite?
I eat Vegemite every day for breakfast.
My man.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I got like two little American kids now that I'm trying to sort of like convince that it's good.
Have they got an Australian accent or?
No, bro. No, they don't.
What the hell, man?
They say
You
banana.
have to get them out to the country.
I know. I mean, I bring them to Australia, but they got to watch more Bluey or something because banana it's too much.
Dude, America loves Bluey. Am I correct?
America
All my
loves
American
it.
friends love Bluey.
Yes.
Like they have kids.
I had on a
So
previous episode of this show, I've had the voice of Chili, the mum in Bluey, and so
Hell yeah.
I was big. Like,
actually,
you're going.
They were touring a play around Australia, and they were just booking third-party production companies to come set up the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to be working for a production company that done the Bluey theme, like the Bluey play. So I set up the Bluey play in Darwin, Australia.
You set up the Bluey play. Oh wow.
Yeah, about 4 years ago or something when it was touring.
Yeah. They have Aussie stars, as voices on Bluey sometime. I think they need a Cyril dog.
Mate, let them know. Let's go. That'll be great. I think we could get that done, really.
Yeah, there's got to be some mullety bucket hat dog. There's got to be something. Something shaggy.
Oh, mate, that would be unreal.
Hey,
would you call him Derek?
Derek?
Yeah, I don't know. Derek the dog. Let's go.
Hey, what's your relationship with money like? Being homeless?
With money?
Yeah, just what's your relationship with money? You had none, now you got some. Are you stingy? What do you splurge?
I splurge a little bit, but mostly I don't. Because you know what? When I first started making money, I bought myself a car. Like I bought myself a pickup truck, bought my mum a car, brought my mum-in-law a car. I bought all new furniture. I done up my studio, spent like 150 grand on my studio. And I done heaps of stuff. It was really fun. But then money kept coming. I'm like, I don't know what to spend it on now. I carry a suitcase. I don't know where to put that. So I don't spend money anymore. If someone needs it, I'll give it to them. Like family members. I'm not going to give everyone a bit of money, but like
not a podcast host.
Yeah, if family members need money, if my sister calls me up and says, "Hey, can I have $2?" and I'll say, "Okay."
$2? She wants to buy a chopper
Sometimes
chop.
more than $2.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I'll send you my Venmo, brother. that sounds very good.
Start a GoFundMe, mate. Let's go.
What do people think when they see you in first class?
I don't really fly first class, honestly.
Okay.
I fly business. Yeah, people are strange. Like if it's like a businessman next to me and I'm flying like from Australia to Europe, and I'm like, I flew first class once actually. I did, but anyway. So like, yeah, sometimes they give me weird looks. I mean, I don't travel in style. I love my trackies on. I've got my Crocs on. But look at this shit, mate. I wear Crocs. That's all I wear.
Right.
Crocs, bucket hats, mate.
Crocs and
so obviously people look at me like, how the bloody hell is this guy in business or first class? Yeah, I get some weird looks.
I bet you do. Can we talk briefly?
But the staff love me because I'm not like
pretentious,
posh,
Yeah. So you moved to a pretty remote place in Australia. Well, Darwin, the capital of the Northern Territory. It's a strange place to move for someone who's looking to make it.
Yeah. I just don't like the big city, man. I don't love. Well, now I'm always in the big cities, but I just needed somewhere where I could relax. And you know what? I go back there all the time. I've got a house there. My dog's there. My Dalmatian. I've got a Dalmatian there. You know, I've got my life set up there. And man, I finish the tour. I do 6 to 8 months on the tour, do the writing camps, make the music, and then I come back. I'm like, this is where it's at.
How do you deal with the heat? Like Darwin gets hot.
Aircon.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. There you go. Simple as that. How hot does it get there?
But
like
in the dry season, it's good. In the dry season,
Right.
it's like LA weather. It's like 20, 22 degrees.
But then in the other season, the wet season's not so good.
I'm not there when it's that. I'm gone, mate. See you later, Darwin.
That's a good reason to travel is the heat.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about?
But the fishing is good in wet season. I go fishing and catch barramundi.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, the barra's good there, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Best barra in the world. A lot of crocodiles.
What was the emotion you felt like you're in Darwin running clubs and that sort of stuff when you decided to do music? Like, okay, this is my full-time job now. I'm quitting everything else. You must have been like super anxious. Like, is this going to work out? Have I just blown a good job? What was that time in your life like?
Playing it smart. So I've done, music. I've been producing for 13 years, and I've always done it like I've tried to smash up my work in. So I've quit my job to DJ as a full-time DJ about 5 times, and I've had to go back to a job. But this time I didn't quit for like 3 years before I knew that I was okay. Plus, I was in the nightclub anyway. So what happened was I'd have Friday and Saturday in the nightclub, and then Monday I'd be able to do my book work. I'd smash out from book work to marketing to booking DJs to getting everything sorted, getting the cleaners in there, doing stock takes on a Monday, and I'd work till about midnight, and then I'd come home and I'd have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday all to myself to make music. So when Stumbling In came out, I still had that job for a while, and I could essentially do that job remotely, half of it anyways. So I cut my pay in half. The agency that I got signed to helped me out with money, and we've done some gigs, and they invested in me. And then and we knew that Stumbling In was doing very good numbers. So we were very certain that everything was going to be safe, and we were right. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm good.
you were very right about that, man. You've just gone on to bigger and better things, even since Stumbling In. Like you're one of the mayors of like definitely Darwin, but if Australia has a mayor, it might be you right now. Like I see you everywhere, I hear you everywhere.
I was talking to the Prime Minister the other day. I said, "I'm coming for your job, mate." I am.
You were speaking to Albanese. He's got a big election coming up.
He does. Yeah, I was on the radio with Colin Jacquiao, and I interviewed Albo with Colin Jacquiao.
That's awesome. I mean, obviously you're joking, but this is the time when celebrities get into politics and do quite well. Would you ever do anything political?
Oh no, man! I suck at politics. I find politics very entertaining. I love America. I love Australia. I love Europe, and I find it very entertaining. Politics is very entertaining. That's all I can pretty much really say. I don't really go for anyone. I don't, be like, yeah, you get it. I just sit back and watch it. It's very interesting. As long as we don't get nuked, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Facts. Okay, a few questions. A few questions to finish us out. Fire Festival just got postponed. Sorry to break you the news this way.
Isn't that funny, man?
I don't know what they were thinking, but it officially just got postponed. No later date has been given right now. But I was wondering, like, if they're going to bring it back, would you have any interest in playing Firefest 2?
Mate, I would 1000% do that just to be in the next documentary.
Yeah. A few like lewd things happen in those documentaries too. I think someone had to do something pretty sinister to get a bottle of water. It's pretty crazy. Also, you love wine. You're like a connoisseur.
I love it. How'd you know that?
I've been, doing my research, Cyril. Like, do you love wine in a let's get drunk way, or are you sort of like, swishing the thing and are you spitting or are you just trying to get drunk?
I just love the taste. I would say I love the taste. And I love red wine. I don't really drink white wine. I'm more like a Shiraz or Pinot Noir sort of guy. Depends, yeah, what I'm doing. But you know what? Wine drunk is fun too. If
Yeah.
I'm drunk on wine, I'm having a good time.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
You mainly drink tequila when you're performing. Is that sort of like the upper alcohol?
Yeah, mate. And I can only drink Don Julio 1942. I suck at tequila, but I love that tequila.
That's good. That's good.
And I don't get hangovers off it, so it's good.
Wow, that is something. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's been super interesting talking to you, Cyril, man. You've got an inspiring story, and it is hard to make it in America,
Thank
but
you, brother.
you got a fair decent crack at it. Hopefully, you'll make yourself over here sometime and perform.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I think I'll be over there. Honestly, I'm probably exaggerating it. I'm definitely going to come over there at the end of this year, and I'll be there next year as well. We'll have more dates coming, and yeah, I'm very excited. I've got dates half locked in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. And I really appreciate your time too. To talk to you and TMZ is an absolute privilege.
Absolutely, man. Well, we'll have a red wine when you make it over here, brother.
Can't wait, brother. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cyril, man. I really appreciate your time. Christina.
Cotton, how are you, mate?
I'm good. You're looking pretty good for just getting back from Coachella.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun. It
Yeah?
always is a lot of fun. I love it. It's
You've
the
been
best.
before?
Yeah, I've been. This is my third time.
Oh, I thought you were like a new American.
No, but I flew over for Beyonce, of course, for Coachella.
Yeah.
And then last year I was here and I went and now I'm here again. I'm going to go. I'm going to go every year.
Every year.
I love it.
I think you might
here we
be aging out a little.
Oh, my God.
Of Coachella.
What?
You're not an old lady. by
I'm
any
about to
stretch of
get
the
up
imag-
and walk away.
No, but I've aged out too.
Why have you aged out? There
for
are
the
parents there.
whippersnappers.
There are parents there with kids, Cotton.
Yeah.
Like kids are at Coachella. I think you're the one that has this issue with Coachella. I've heard it before.
What?
That you're not the biggest, like, oh, it's over, it's done.
Yeah, when I'm over something, then everyone should be,
Everyone should
basically.
be. When I was walking around, the vibes, the music, the green, the colours, there is so much fun. It's such a vibe there.
A lot of Aussies go to Coachella too.
Yeah, we love it. We love
do.
a good time. What's wrong with
We
you?
love
what
a good
happened? What
time.
happened to you? America happened to you.
I had kids.
Oh, kids.
The kids.
No, you're still fine.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you got anything for me today for your award-winning segment?
After you just insulted me? No, yes.
This
I
week
do.
down under. This week down under.
under.
So much has happened.
Let's
much
talk
has
about
happened.
Easter.
Okay.
I find Easter so interesting. Margot Robbie was home for Easter in Australia.
Right.
Yep.
She just had a kid.
She just had a kid. She was spotted down under in Queensland with her family.
Okay.
Wearing this like cute mama gold necklace.
Oh.
Still don't know what the bloody name is. I'm really dying to hear what the name is.
Margot. What's her husband's name again?
Tom.
Ackley. Tom Ackley. Somebody has to go well with Ackley at the end there.
You think it'd be Ackley?
No, his last name's Ackley, right?
Yeah, I know, but you'd think
Like
it would be.
um
It might be Robbie. for all we know.
Adelaide Ackley.
That's cute.
Adelaide.
Bit of Aussie as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But it might be Robbie. We don't know if it's
Could be a-
Ackley.
could be a boy.
Robbie Ackley. No, the last name might be Robbie.
Oh, you think that they're going to go by Robbie?
I mean, she's a superstar. Why wouldn't you take Robbie?
Not a bad idea.
No, it could be Robbie Ackley.
I don't like the hyphenate.
Oh, you
hyphenetic.
don't? I was going to hyphenate mine.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine.
I'm not gonna take your
Okay, so
opinion.
how old is
Yeah.
that baby? Like,
I feel like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Like pretty young. But yeah, home with her family. Her brother Cameron was there. They had a big Easter lunch. And you know what I love about it? She went home for Easter. And I'll tell you why I love this.
okay.
Easter here confuses me.
All right.
People celebrate it here, but I'm confused. They say it's a holiday. What holiday?
You don't get a holiday.
I'm working today.
I know.
I worked on Friday.
In Australia, we get Thursday off, Friday off. Do we get Monday as
We
well?
get Friday off for Good Friday, Monday off for Easter Monday, and sometimes even Tuesday. That's a holiday. That's Easter.
That's a holiday.
Here I'm walking around on Sunday and people are working and I'm like, isn't it Easter today?
Right.
It's like a second Christmas day. Why doesn't America celebrate
And they
it?
love Jesus here. Like
That's the other reason.
Yeah.
It's a really religious country, yet we don't celebrate Easter.
Okay, I'm going to look into that.
Thank you.
No worries. I'll report back.
Any opinions? Okay, so yeah, that was my complaint about Easter.
Okay, good.
Moving on. something else happened over the Easter weekend in Australia. So there was this event called, what was it called? Gearbox Australia. Have you heard of it?
Gearbox, no.
Never heard of it. But apparently it's a big show with DJs, great time. Tickets go for like $400, like really expensive. Well, people were mad about this. This was at Sydney Kudos Arena, big arena, sold out show. People went to the bathroom, couldn't get back in for 2 hours.
What do you mean? If you go to the bathroom at the show...
You couldn't get back into the show. There are ravers out the front of the front door. This TikTok has gone viral. They're slamming on doors. All these Aussies like, let us back in, because they can't get back in. They went out to do a wee or a number two, and they can't get back in and rave.
That is bizarre. Why
I
would
know.
a festival do that?
I don't know. They haven't said anything. It's crazy.
Also,
But
the festivals, the bathroom is probably where most of these rev heads are doing their drugs.
oh, is that where you do drugs?
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, me neither. But I assume. But that's weird that you go out to a bathroom and they don't let you back in.
I know. It's terrible.
Damn.
But yeah, so no toilet breaks.
I love
for
how
these ravers.
we're really,
Covering all stops. Margot Robbie.
the Portaloo situation in Australia.
It's not Portaloo. It's the Sydney Kudos Arena. That's a full-on bathroom. This is a big event. This isn't just some random like hillbillies on the sides of the street.
We need an informal investigation.
I think so. I'll report back next week.
Please.
Yes.
Is that it?
That is it.
Wow. That was a great segment.
I feel like you hated that segment.
Oh, I liked it. I didn't really mind.
We covered everything. We covered
We
Margot Robbie.
did.
We covered Issa, religion,
We did.
drugs.
That was
covered
huge.
It all.
That was huge.
I think that was my best one yet. Thank you very much.
Where's the next like festival or show you're going to? Because I feel like you feel like a fresh off the boat, like like you're over here, you're trying to do
People
everything.
keep saying that.
You're trying to do everything. I'm trying to do nothing. Like, what have you got lined up? You went to Hawaii last weekend as well.
Yeah, oh, Hawaii. Have you been to Hawaii?
I've been. That's a nice place.
Holy
Very nice
that place.
Yeah.
That's paradise.
So
That is
where's the next
paradise.
sort of America bucket list?
I'm going to Mexico City.
Mexico City, not in
Yes.
America, but
Not
yes.
America. Sorry.
That will be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. How old? Actually,
I'm not saying.
well, otherwise we'll know if you've aged out at Coachella.
Yeah, apparently I've aged out at Coachella. What age is that? 25?
Right.
Definitely aged out then.
It's like, don't be offended. I've aged.
I'm not offended.
Okay, good. Well,
You should go back to Coachella. It's a lot of fun. Everyone should.
I used to camp every time though.
Oh,
Camping.
see, that's where you went wrong.
I love camping.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Christina.
Anytime, Cotton.
And we'll see you guys here next week. Bye.